What's up guys, today I'm bringing you a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. This is a OU match versus a subscriber who challenged me on Twitter. As always, if you want to battle me, make sure you follow me on Twitter, and these Wi-Fi battles take a lot of time to edit, and all of your likes and the comments are much appreciated. So as you can see, I'm using a Mega Slowbro Hyper Offense team and my opponent is also using a very offensive team. So let's get into this battle. I'm gonna lead off with my Slowbro as he's gonna lead off with his Weavile because Weavile is a really big threat to my team even though I have a Slowbro, but this Slowbro is offensive with pretty much max special attack, and I'm not really defensive, but still I can take knockoff from this Weavile. So I'm just gonna go right for the Fire Blast, not gonna play around this Weavile as he's gonna go into Zapdos. Looking back at it, I should have gone for the Scald because if I'd got a burn on the Zapdos, it would have been really nice, but he's gonna make a really fantastic play here and go into his Keldeo, expecting me to go into my Heatran or my Landorus T, as I just go into my Landorus T because Zapdoses don't really carry HP Ice these days. And I'm gonna go into my Mega Slowbro. Seeing as how aggressive my opponent is, I was expecting him to make a double switch into his Weavile, expecting me to go into my Latias on his Keldeo so that he can pursue trap my Latias, but he just goes for the Scald, and I'm gonna go for the Psychic as he's gonna end up going into his Gardevoir and he can just Mega Evolve, and this Mega Gardevoir is a really big threat to my team because as you guys are gonna see, I actually make a really bad misplay and I go into my Heatran and he's gonna predict that and go right for the Focus Blast, and this Focus Blast is a clean 2-hit KO. I should have gone into my Assault's Tornadus T because he lost nothing by clicking Focus Blast that turn, and now I can just go into my Tornadus T as he's gonna go for the Focus Blast once again, and hopefully I can get some damage on this Mega Gardevoir with this Hurricane, but he's gonna save his Mega Gardevoir and go into his Garchomp. And looking at the damage, he's definitely a bulky Garchomp, so I can just go for the knockoff and get rid of his Rocky Helmet, which is pretty annoying to my other Pokemon like Landorus T, as he's just gonna go for these Stealth Rocks, which is fine by me as I can defog them later with my Latias, and I expected him to go for the Dragon Tail here, so that's why I didn't go for the U-turn and I just went for the Hurricane as he goes into Zapdos, which means that I can just safely go for the U-turn and bring in my Latias so that I can defog away these Stealth Rocks, because these Stealth Rocks are definitely annoying to my team, as he's gonna go for the Toxic so that he can weaken my Latias. And like I said, I'm gonna go for the defog as he's gonna go into his Mega Gardevoir, and I don't really have any kind of switching left to this thing now because my Heatran is pretty much weakened, but still I can just bring in my Heatran as he's gonna go for the Hyper Voice, and here it's a 50-50 if I go into my Tornadus T or if I stay in with my Heatran, expecting him to go for the Psyshock, expecting me to go into my Tornadus T. So I'm gonna go and switch into my Tornadus T as I expected him to go for the Focus Blast, but he goes for the Taunt, which is a pretty interesting play because I do have Flash Cannon. If I'd gone for the Flash Cannon, this Gardevoir would have been dead, but I'm gonna go for the U-turn with my Tornadus T, expecting him to go into Zapdos, but he just stays in with his Mega Gardevoir and goes for the Hyper Voice as I can just bring in my Heatran once again, and this time he's gonna win the 50-50 and go right for the Focus Blast to take out my Heatran, which pretty much means that I won't be able to get him my Stealth Rocks. And now I'm just gonna go into my Tornadus T, and instead of going for the U-turn, I'm just gonna go right for the knockoff because I know I can live any one attack from his Mega Gardevoir, as now he goes into his Zapdos, and I can just go for the U-turn and bring in my Latias, which the Zapdos cannot really touch, and at this point he doesn't really have any kind of solid switch-ins to my Latias. I mean, he can go into his Mega Gardevoir, but that thing will get 2-hit KO'd by a Life Orb Psyshock, so I'm just gonna go for the Psyshock as he's gonna stay in with his Zapdos and go for the Toxic. I'm not sure about that play which he made, but this time he's gonna switch and go into his Garchomp just to sack it as I go for the Draco Meteor. I missed it unfortunately, and I'm gonna go for the Draco Meteor once again as he's gonna stay in, and I'm able to take out this Garchomp, which is pretty big for my Bisharp just in case if I need my Bisharp to sweep his team late game. So his Garchomp is gonna go down, and my Latias is also gonna go down to the Toxic, which his Zapdos went on my Latias. And I'm gonna go into my Landorus T because Landorus T does have a pretty good matchup against this team at this point, as he goes into his Victini and reveals his Choice Scarf because he's able to outspeed my Choice Scarf Landorus T. And I'm gonna go for the Stone Edge, expecting him to go into Zapdos, but I miss, and this time he's gonna stay in, probably expecting me to make a double switch into my Mega Slowbro or my Tornadus T, expecting him to go into Keldeo on my Stone Edge, so that's why why he stayed in with the Zapdos and died to my Stone Edge, as he's gonna bring in Keldeo, as I can just go into my Tornadus Tea. I dodged the Hydro Pump. I'm not sure how much that mattered, but I'm gonna go for the knockoff as he goes into his Gardevoir, and 2 knockoffs will be able to take this thing out, which is pretty good for my team, as this was a really big threat to my team. And he's gonna bring in his V-Val, as I can just go into my Bisharp just as a pivot so that I can bait him to go for the low kick if he has it, and then I'll be able to safely switch into my Mega Slowbro on this V-Val, and I can take his knockoffs easily as I'm a Mega Slowbro. And he's gonna go for the knockoff, and as you guys are gonna see, it's not really gonna do too much damage, and I'm able to recover back much more HP with the Slack Off. And he's gonna go for the knockoff once again, as I'm gonna go for the Slack Off, and now I'm at a good amount of health, so I can just go for the Fire Blast, as he's gonna go into his Keldeo, and I actually get a burn with this Fire Blast, which isn't really gonna matter, as I can just go into my Tornadus Tea on this Keldeo because my Latias is down. So I'm gonna go into my Tornadus Tea, as he's gonna go for the Hydro Pump. It's just gonna do so much damage because this Keldeo was Choice Specs, and I can just take him out with a Hurricane. If I missed that Hurricane, that would have really sucked, but in any case, his Keldeo is gonna go down, and now he's gonna go into his V-Val. I'm just gonna sack my Tornadus Tea, as I no longer need this thing because I just needed my Tornadus Tea for his Keldeo, which is already down. And now I can just bring in my Mega Slowbro and go right for the Scald, as Scald does 2 KO him, and he's gonna go into his Victini, expecting me to go for the Fire Blast, but I really had no reason to go for the Fire Blast when I have gone for the Fire Blast 3 times on his V-Val, and all of those times he has switched into some other Pokemon. And I'm just gonna sack my Bisharp because I don't really need this thing. I went for the Iron Head just in case if he wanted to go into his V-Val, so he's able to take me out. And as we all know, this Victini is Choice Scarf, and he's locked into Bolt Strike. I can just go into my Landorus Tea and go right for the U-turn to take this thing out. And his last Pokemon is this V-Val, which Mega Slowbro beats a 1v1, and I can just go into my Mega Slowbro. I missed like 2 Fire Blasts, which is really annoying, as now I have to waste a few turns getting my HP back with the Slack Off. And I'm gonna go for the Scald, and then I'm finally gonna take him out with the Fire Blast, and that's pretty much gonna be the game. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It was a 2-0 victory in my favor. It was a really close match, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to battle me, make sure to follow me on Twitter. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.